Hello and welcome again to another session in our series of Every Superhero Needs a Sidekick, where we as business owners or managers have our own superhero powers to manage our businesses, but we need the help of software and sidekicks, i.e. our app stacks, to help us be more efficient in what we do. Today, we have Chris back from the brilliant team at Xero. Welcome back, Chris.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Good, thank you. Chris is from Xero, and Xero is a massive central piece in our app stack. As accountants, Xero has an entire ecosystem of apps that can plug in to either expand on what Xero already does, to improve on what Xero already does, or even to feed Xero with the information that it's using in the first place. So really keen to introduce this to you today and really thankful to have Chris from the team with us. So why don't we kick off, Chris, with covering a little bit about you, how long you've been at Xero rather than HubDoc, if we remember from last time.
Exactly. Thanks for the introduction, Steve. My name is Chris. I've been a senior account manager at Xero for about 2.5 years. And if you've been watching the rest of this series, you would point out that I'm the same guy doing the HubDoc session for you as well. So I spent 3 years at HubDoc, and I originally come from Toronto, Canada, which is where I get the funny accent from. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about Xero as a platform and how you can use it to supercharge your business.
Brilliant. So let's start at the top. What is Xero?
Great question. Xero is a cloud-based bookkeeping system to give you a real-time insight into how you're performing financially, but it also gives you the tools to perform a number of different compliance tasks that you're required to complete throughout the year. So Xero really first starts as a bookkeeping and data entry platform to help streamline and make that data collection process really clean for you. But it's also a place where you can file your VAT returns, submit your accounts, and know how much tax you have to pay. And there's quite a comprehensive reporting suite bolted on top. And lastly, as Steve mentioned, it's really a container and a platform to link into other industry-specific apps that you might use for your business to provide a holistic cloud accounting experience.
Brilliant. Who's Xero for? I'm an accountant. Is it just for people like me?
Not at all. In fact, Xero was built with the small business user in mind. Really, if you're an incorporated, a limited company or an unincorporated organization, Xero is the right fit for you. It spans across a number of different industries. There's no one specialty, and across all types of turnover and transaction levels. So if you need to know how you're performing in your business, then Xero is the right fit for you. Great
stuff. So it's made for the general business runner, not for the accountant necessarily, but does that mean the accountant wouldn't be using it, or did you work with your accountants?
Yeah, great question. So Xero prides itself on our partner program. We work collaboratively with our accounting partners across the world to provide a best-in-class experience for our small business users. We understand that the path to success for small businesses goes through the help of experts, and our accounting partners know and use technology to the best of their ability to grant those successful outcomes. So although Xero is usable as its own standalone product by your team internally, we definitely encourage you to collaborate with your accountant on a number of different things where they might be able to help out and take on some of that specialty work.
Great stuff. Good to hear you're not looking to take my job anywhere.
Far from it.
So talk to me a little bit about Xero. And just before we do, actually, it's Xero with an X, as
Xero with an
on
X.
the TV keep telling me, Xero with an X.
Yes.
So don't go searching for Xero with a Z, because you won't find Xero with an X.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to jump into the product and kind of show you around and understand how you can get some of the key workflows in order. Let's do it. Excellent. So I've just started to share my screen. Hopefully that's visible to everybody. Perfect. So what we're seeing here is the first screen that you're going to log in and see as a user of Xero. So this is our main dashboard. with all of the key tiles you can customize and set up to your choosing to give you a clear and up-to-date picture of your financial standing. The first part of it is setting up your bank feeds. If you haven't used bank feeds before, this is one of the key cornerstones of cloud accounting, and it's really a tool that will drive a tremendous amount of time savings across your business month over month. So the first thing you can do is actually get set up with a bank feed. So we have coverage across the UK of a number of banks, the high street banks, challenger banks, and everything in between. And what that will do is bring in that live banking data right from the source and present it to you on screen. What that will let you do is enable quick reconciliation. So you've got a quick and fully up-to-date picture of your performance. So I'll just click into our bank account screen here, and we can get a really high-level overview of how we're doing. Again, we're looking at the bank rec screen, and this is something that you can take on as a user, as a small business owner. You can match up all the transactions that are coming from your bank in conjunction with any bills or invoices or receipts that you've uploaded into the system itself. And Xero is smart enough to recognize when the date, the supplier name, or the amount match up. And it's as simple as just clicking OK to complete that reconciliation piece. Now, when it comes to bank rec, as a general idea, it's always a good idea to consult your accountant about specific workflows, because there could be tools or systems that they're employing that can actually help make this a really streamlined experience for you. But Xero also provides those tools at your disposal if you want to take on that work yourself. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard here. And what we can see are really some of the KPIs that all business owners are concerned with monitoring. So down at the bottom is looking at total cash in, cash out on a monthly basis. So you've got an idea of your cash flow. And then on the right-hand side, in really simple language, we can see what money is owed to you and what bills you need to pay. One of the things that Xero takes pride in is making our language really accessible and easy to use. So even if you don't have an accounting background, you can have an understanding of how to use the tool. Finally, at the top, you can establish an account watch list or some of the key nominal codes that are seeing quite a bit of volume. Now, at the top right-hand side of your screen, you can click on the plus button here, and what you'll be able to do is access a number of quick actions that we see our small business owners take, whether it's creating a new invoice, raising a bill, establishing a contact, or a quote. You'll be able to action that right from the top of your screen. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to search for everything in Xero, so you can quickly scan for documents and data. You'll be able to get all notifications over here. And finally, you'll be able to get all the educational resource and support that you might need on your journey with Xero. So you can search for your support articles there, or get in touch with our support team down at the bottom. So this is the high-level overview. Now, what you can see at the bottom is you can actually edit your dashboard. So you can customize these tiles to your liking and decide what's most important for you to monitor. Now, as I come over here, you'll see the business tab available for us here. One of the new features we've just recently introduced into Xero is our short-term cash flow and business snapshot. So this will give you a really quick and concise overview of how your business is performing. So you can quickly take a look at that there. And then down below, you'll be able to monitor your sales overview, your purchase overview, expense claims, and product services. So let's just take a quick look at our sales overview and understand the different stages that a transaction can sit through. So what we'll see at the bottom, or through the middle here, is draft, awaiting payment, awaiting approval, and overdue. So the draft stage is excellent as a first place to start. You can simply just draft up an invoice as you see fit, but you don't necessarily need to fully action it at that stage. The awaiting approval stage is typically comes into play when you need another user or person in your organization to sign off on a specific invoice. So this is an excellent opportunity to also leverage some other apps in the app stack or the ecosystem, such as Approval Maps, to really streamline and condense that workflow. And I understand that Finance Box is actually running a session with them as well. So I'd recommend that you check that out for some further details. And then finally, you can go over to the awaiting payment and anything that might be overdue to you here. Underneath that, you're going to have a really good understanding of the the performance throughout the various months. So you can see the money coming in and the customers that are owing you the most amount. Now, just to jump over to the purchase overview here, unless Steve, you'd like to jump in with any comments or additional pointers.
Yeah, I'd just like to add that the use case we've seen where people create draft or await approval invoices are those, even some of the smaller businesses, you might not really appreciate, well, why do I need all these stages? Why can't I just make an invoice and approve it? Well, the answer is you can. But if you're ever not sure, say you're invoicing into a new territory, or you've got a new product and you're not quite sure what the VAT rules might be around that, as an example, you can save it as a draft and invite your accountant to log in and have a quick check over. Have you filled in all the boxes correctly? Are you saying the right things? Just so that your time isn't wasted, and then maybe even your accountant can approve that into the system for you. So yeah, it's really quite a useful way for you to get a bit of confidence in doing your own record keeping.
Excellent. So continuing with the business column, we'll come down to the purchase overview here. And in a similar format, you're going to see draft, awaiting approval, and any overdue documents that you might be managing. This section is quite useful to manage in conjunction with a data automation app. HubDoc is one that comes actually as part of the Xero experience. So if you're using a Xero Business Edition, you can use HubDoc to streamline your data entry and your document collection. We've actually running another video detailing HubDoc with a bit more attention there. But again, the same rules apply in this instance, and you can manage your entire payables department right from this screen here.
Chris, would you mind just going to the awaiting payment button?
For sure.
Just want to add something else in here that's quite useful. So this is a view of everything that needs to be paid. And one of the specific things I find really useful here is to add the planned payment dates, so that this is information that we're now putting into Xero. So when we go back to some of those advanced features, like looking at cash flow, it can actually use that information intelligently to show us what the cash flow look like based on our planned dates rather than the due dates. So here, most of these, funnily enough, because it's a demo company, are shown as overdue, but it may well be that we're going to select them all and suggest we're going to do a payment run every Friday. That will just allow that information to go into Xero and then make the cash flow reporting that side more accurate.
Excellent. Perfect. So the business tab is where you're going to do most of the work, most of your day-to-day bookkeeping you'll find at this stage. But over on the right-hand side, you'll find the accounting tab. And this is where you're going to find some more detailed reports that can be produced either by your accounting partner or on your own. But why don't we just take a look at some of the key reports that business owners want to take a look at. So as we scroll down to our start reports, we'll just jump into the profit and loss. We'll see that load up in a moment. One of the great things about the Xero reporting suite is that it relies on all the bookkeeping data that you've entered to actually produce these reports on a consistent and up-to-date basis. So looking at the P&L here, we can always adjust the date range if we'd like to. We can introduce a comparison period. We can also filter based on our tracking categories as we'd like. You can always update them in real time. So you're going to have a very clean and detailed understanding of how you're performing during a given year.
I like this report in that, the same with anything in Xero, anything that is a blue number or a blue word, if you click on it, it's a link, it will take you into the detail that makes up that number. So no more questions because all the answers are there at your fingertips.
Exactly. One great thing as well about the reports in Xero is that you can always export them for consumption offline. So you'll be able to export it to a PDF, Excel, Google Sheets if you'd like, and also save it down in a number of different formats. So you can take it offline if you'd like to. You'll find a very similar layout when it comes to the balance sheet, where you can adjust the various financial years, comparison periods, And as Steve mentioned, you'll be able to click into these various items, understand a detailed breakdown of every single item. You can build lots of different reports. We've just started a number of these here. So you can take a look at your payables, your receivables, and the account transactions as well. But these are the key ones that we see most of our business owners use. One here you'll also see is the VAT return. And so the VAT return is something that you can perform within Xero. And so you can fulfill all of those compliance requirements for if you're a VAT registered business, you'll be able to do that right through Xero. If you need any advice or help on how to actually complete that or any recommendations on workflows, I would suggest consulting with your accounting partner to assist there. Perfect. Then what you can see across the top as well is various add-ons that you can include. So for example, you can manage your payroll through Xero. So you've got all these different options down here, as well as managing your projects and your contacts. So really Xero is going to serve as that cornerstone for your bookkeeping experience and your understanding of your financial picture. But one of the things that makes it really special and enables success across a wide range of businesses is you can actually take advantage of the App Store. So as I click down here, it's going to take me into the newly launched Xero App Store. And this is particularly useful if you're in various different verticals. You might be able to find a specialty app that does exactly what you need it to do based on your requirements. So you can see on the left-hand side, you can sort by function. You also see a number of our staff picks or favorite ones that we like to see. And you can always just click in. You can click to get the app right there. You'll be able to launch a free trial and enter the product that way. We've got a good overview of what it does, the integration with Xero itself, so you have a really detailed understanding, instructions to get started, and then some screenshots as well. So you can take a look at those and compare them against all the different apps in the ecosystem here. We have over 1,000 globally, so whatever your business might need, you're probably going to be able to find it in our App Store here.
Amazing. So this is one of the biggest features about Xero that really brought me in to use that as an accountant, is just the amount of add-on extra help that you can bring. So from data entry to data reporting to just improving on other areas that are a little bit more sector specific. Xero can look after inventory, and then there's add-ons that can do even bigger jobs for bigger inventory with different warehousing. You can have different payment collectors, whether you use a direct debit or payment by card. And there's reporting, there's Fathom on the screen here, but there's many others like Fluidly, Futurely, they're marketing a lot as well at the moment. There's just, the possibilities are almost endless. But then something further that we've developed at FinanceBox is our use of platforms like Zapier, where we can connect automation platforms to our Xero accounts to trigger other things outside of the App Store as well. So a couple of examples, you've got a new contact in your Xero ecosystem, then let's add that to your CRM. If you've got a new invoice and you need to tell someone about it, let's go and tell that to your Slack channel. We do all that kind of stuff around platforms like Zapier, and we wrap that up into a service that we call Fabio. Fabio is our automation bot. And if you'd like to know more about Fabio, then you can get in touch with me separately. But Chris, yeah, I really love the App Store here. It's a great new addition there.
Absolutely.
So just as a wrap up for me, I guess on the Xero demo, Xero is great for collaboration with your accountant partner or with just the rest of your team. Maybe you have an internal finance person that want to use something that's online that you as a business owner also want to see how things are going. The language in there isn't made in Accountanese, as some people say. We're not talking about trade debtors. What are they? Debits and credits. What are the differences? We're talking about invoices and bills. We're talking about your bank account. And that same simple language is used in the platform to make you feel comfortable as well. I'm a collaborator, and so it's really important for me that my clients can see and understand what it is that we've done in their account system, and they can see that in Xero. And then the ability to export information from Xero as well. That's really key for us in terms of building our own customized reports and building on top of all the great work that's inside of Xero with all the categorization, the approvals, and all of the compliance that is handled as well for us. So yeah, Xero, top product on our list.
Excellent. Glad to hear that you're getting great value out of it. And I would encourage anybody who's interested in learning more about Xero, you can check out our website, xero.com. You can get a good understanding of the different plans and features based on the type of business that you're running. And you always feel free to get in touch with us. We'd be happy to help out.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for your time and the demo again. It's been really helpful. If you'd like to know anything else about any of the other topics we've mentioned as well, feel free to pop us a message on financebox.co.uk or in the comments below. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like and share and maybe even subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us and it helps us to share this with more people as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope we see you again soon. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Steve.